Hey, Manna family. Have you ever gone camping? The nation of Israel once went on a camping trip with God. It was only supposed to be a short trip from Egypt to Canaan, but their disobedience turned it into a camping trip that lasted 40 years. And the people didn't even get to choose their campsites. God did. God led his people by means of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Numbers 9 verse 17 says, "And whenever the cloud was lifted from over the tent, afterwards the sons of Israel would set out. And in the place where the cloud settled down, there the sons of Israel would camp." Whether it was 2 days, or a month, or a year that the cloud lingered over the tabernacle, staying above it, the sons of Israel remained camped and did not set out. But when it was lifted, they did set out. At the command of the Lord they camped, and at the command of the Lord they set out. You know, every morning must have been interesting in that campsite. Every morning they would look up to see whether the cloud had lifted up from over the tent. If the cloud had lifted up, they packed up, because today was going to be a travel day. On travel days, their job was simple. Just follow the cloud. When it moved, they moved. And when it stopped, they stopped and set up camp. If the cloud stayed over the tabernacle, they didn't have to pack up and travel that day. But they might have to tomorrow, or not. See, God didn't issue a travel calendar with travel days and rest days already marked out. He didn't publish a map of the route with campsites already reserved and paid for. Israel just had to follow the cloud one day at a time. Have you ever wondered what people did on the days they didn't travel? I bet most days were pretty routine, like gathering wood, fire water, and preparing manna for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Manna was pretty bland, so there were probably lots of manna recipes being shared. I imagine spices were pretty valuable commodities. They probably did the laundry, homeschooled the kids, cleaned up the tent, and talked with their neighbors. Kind of sounds like us today. Most of us are camping out at home now due to the coronavirus. We're not exactly sure when the stay-at-home orders will be lifted. I know that many of us are ready to break out of camp and get moving. We do know that God has plans for us every day, just like he did for Israel. Whether it's a camp day or a travel day, God has purpose. Just like Israel followed the cloud, God commands us today to keep fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, Hebrews 12:2. Today, we're not guided by a cloud on the outside, but by the Spirit of God on the inside. Camping out at home is a great time to get to know Jesus better. We can study God's Word, we can pray for others, and we can share the love of Jesus as the Lord makes that possibility open to us. Remember, God designed us to do life together.